Like, that opens it up completely now. And you got to imagine if you're the attackers, you're going to be taking advantage of that. Think about even that B bomb site now, right? That's generally a Cypher site. And now, you know, you don't have to worry about any traps, any cages slowing you down. Brimstone, maybe. Yeah, I'm imagining Brimstone's going to be the one to defend that, right?
Yeah, and the cages don't really slow you down anymore, but at least gives that audible cue.
Sorry, I don't mean literally slow you down. I meant like...
true. Was you put it up?
Yeah, just things to like hold you back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems they really have a setup here for the defenders right now as way too French to put more assertion and domination on the attacker side. So we're just going to try to count on fragging power here because they take the defender side first. Technically, they might feel it's an easier side to defend, so they don't really want to use any of the gadgets and really go for fragging power and then turn things around on the attacker side after. So to start things off here, the first one to fall is already the Brimstone on the defender side to give a chance for Rec and company to go for his Tim Pack. Here's the Lear that I was talking about that blinds out Hughes and also his teammate slightly, who runs through the smoke, gets a dink but no kill. Aaron then gets the headshot with the Ghost, and now it is a 4-on-2 situations for the attackers. Now Superman trades it off here with Nano as it only leaves Nano the last man standing, and then he gets executed by Reform onto B Heaven to put the first point on the scoreboard for Echo 8.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Milio could have been the hero just for one day. That was it, right? That was it. We saw it. He gets that goosh off, gets that dink off, not able to convert on the kill. That's massive. That just completely cements the side in their favor, allows Reform to go onto that flank, start developing it himself, and he's able to pick up the final kill very easily on Nano.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate too, because when you're actually buying small shield, I guess we're going to call it shield instead of armor at this point, because because a lot of people are still confused about if they're coming from CS, it's small armor and head armor, but it's just literally shield for HP. But now it's just going to be an all-out brawl inside the middle side, and just to sum it up, it ends up on a 2 versus 2. So pistols running down is coming into effect here for the defender side, leaving now finally Mill, the last man standing, but they've done so much damage right now. He does pick up a Spectre. He could pick up a Vandal. I think that's right next to him. No, actually wasn't. So he's going to fall back at this point. But man, oh man, is this really good here. We're starting to see maybe the same thing as we saw the last match from BMA JK with pistols and just winning that one and then making it a one-sided affairs. Hopefully not. But the advantage, at least at this point, even though Mill is in a 2 versus 1 situation, the spike has been dropped in Ramen. So he knows that the spike was down there because he picked up a Spectre right next to it. So he can play the timing into his favor, try to see if anybody's going to flank first, and then try to go for the all-out brawl face-to-face.
See, the unfortunate thing here is where else can he be? Right? They're both watching it, and there you go. He gets taken down. I would have liked to see him just actually develop it on more of a keep moving across the map sense. I thought he was going to move back towards that A-bomb site, maybe reflank the middle through sewer, really just move from that entire spot that he could be. Because after you smoke off that sewer side, they have to anticipate that you've aggressed, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So you see that Omen smoke come down, blocks off the vision. They have to be extra cautious. And, of course, they're kind of going to be weary of, okay, he might have pushed into middle. He might have gone towards Ramen. And I think if he just kind of, went around towards A, just essentially played the round randomly,
that's right,
he might have had some success there.
And now that I have that 5 seconds, I just wanted to finish on the reason why I was talking about the shields instead of armor. Because at that point, when you have a ghost, whether it's, I think it's 25 meters or less. So if you actually get a headshot with a ghost bullet, it's 105 damage, right? You have an 100 HP, you buy shields at 25, so you're at 125. So you're still going to survive no matter what. So you have to connect 2 shots to the face, pulse range, or mid range. It's not a head armor, body armor type of thing when you're looking at the small shields and the big shields that you're buying. And it's literally just comes down to damage and shields.
Okay.
Just the more you know kind of thing.
Hit him with the facts.
No worries. I'm trying to show that I know a little bit of Valorant, I hope. But nonetheless, though, we are starting with a nice leader to actually take control of Connector, but Yuz was actually a lot faster on the reaction, immediately shuts it down, so they're not going to get any control whatsoever. So what's good about this is that they wasted paint shells, and they also wasted brimstone smokes towards ropes, because they canceled the first one, he forced the second one, but they're walking back towards A.
This is actually very scary here. Nano, the single player, he's playing for contact, essentially. This is what the spot is. Maybe pick up 1, maybe pick up 2. Superman able to pick up 2 himself onto using melee as Nano finally comes alive, picks up 1 himself. Nice nade coming in. And there it is, able to take down Reformed as well, and onto your boy Aaron. Into a 2-on-2 we go, Alex.
That is so sick, and now Rek is going to go for a spike plan at least. A great job for Nano, despite playing that site by himself. Gets 3 kills to make it a 2 versus 1 situation. Now a 1 versus 1, still winnable right now for Melio, who is going for a flashpoint behind the site. Sage is hiding in that area, but just under the balcony, and he gets the kill with the headshot. Spectre, a nice try, nice attempt. And a lot of people might look at that when you said a very nice grenade being thrown, and it's like, what are they throwing it at? It's because Superman actually got 2 kills towards that mid side here, Evan. So because of that, he knew he was going to come towards rope. So that was a way to slow things down so he could focus on a 1 versus 1 fight versus Cypher, and then even get a 3rd kill onto Aaron that pushed up towards spawn.
No, exactly. That's a great breakdown of it. Not to get the kill with the grenade, but to create that space, to give him that moment of time to breathe. That's exactly what it was. And, you know, if he got the kill, that would have been an even bigger bonus.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, he still managed not to get the 1 in roast, but at least he got the kill onto the spawn side. So they did the much that they could, but with the buy that they had, they weren't able to get that round. So now with honestly, the 3-0 score. Sorry, yeah.
Honestly, it was just Superman. 1 round by himself.
Yep,
right?
Yep. Yeah, he got 2 kills, forced almost a rotation rather, because when he got those 2 kills, you saw how Nano actually wide swung to try to go for a rotation, thinking that it was going to be a split into B. Now here comes a setup for a crossfire, though. They do manage to get 2 kills on this eco for the defenders as the Lear kind of baited their positions away. We saw the Brimstone look across, but he never looked back to try to get that kill, so he pays the price. He gets spanked, and that's Superman falling down. So Kryptonite from the bullet of that Sage. And now it is going to be a 4-on-3 situation with Yuz trying to look back here, going for a Frost Orb on the ground as the first shot came in. So he's going to try to rotate back with the Sheriff.
Yeah, that was a good orb. It's giving him a little bit of breathing room. The position of Breach now right below that rope. And the rotation in from Sage now. Are they able to find anything? 1? And that's about it here, Alex. The spike will go down. Rotations are coming in, but let's see if this retake can actually happen.
Still some good individual play so far, so it'll be doable. Yeah, that second one's going to kill him, so it's a 1 versus 1. Mill's going to be in a 1 versus 1 as Nano got picked off by Brando. So at least from that kill, they know exactly where he's at, but I think he got baited a little bit by should I pick up that gun or not? And then as he looked down, the Reyna peeked out, and he was off crosshair. Couldn't get the connection onto Brando, and they lose that fight. Nonetheless, though, that's 2 ecos that they had that they almost win the round for Way Too French. This time, we're going to see most likely a first gun round. Yeah, there you go. We see a Phantom that got bought here for use. So it's going to be a full gun round coming across. Mill does have an operator as well, which the defenders don't have. The attackers don't have, rather. So we'll see if this could turn it around for the defenders.
Ooh. Is that bot going to turn around? No, it doesn't. Okay, I thought it might have triggered and was going to do a 180 and then possibly get some early damage up, but it doesn't do that. We are going to see the attackers leaning heavily towards A, Alex. No mid presence. Just that Brimstone smoke coming down to kind of keep the mid players guessing. But we will see a hard execute coming in. They're looking towards that A heaven here.
And as paint shells were being thrown on the defender's side, we heard the ult come in from both sides, actually. Run a show coming in as Nano and Aaron get one of their own as a raise. Aaron then gets a second one, and now it's just an easy rotation coming across. Nano still holding in the back of the site. Goes for another triple kill, make that a quadruple kill. And they hold their grounds on A, and that was the mistake maybe at that point, Evan, because he said they had no aggression towards that mid side, so it was a fast rotate available as well.
It wasn't so much the lack of mid aggression, so much as that smoke grenade. I think I'm wondering if that smoke grenade was placed by the attackers out front, because essentially they forced running through that smoke grenade. Yeah, and if it wasn't their smoke grenade, I think they could have delayed. I don't think they need to force. And if it was their smoke grenade, well, I feel like that kind of hinders them on the rush, right? That's why I said, oh, they're going to go for heaven, because they blocked off that ramp initially, right? I was like, okay, they just want to take the heaven fight. They just want to conquer that. But no, they ran through it, and that's what really bit them.
Yeah, definitely. You run into the site. Yes, you have a bit of control to start things off the trade, but then nothing else in the back of the site. They didn't look at that area because they already fought 2 guys towards A. One towards A ramp, and then one towards the entrance of A site. They didn't know that there was another player hiding in the back there. So a great play here from the defender side. 4-1 here on the scoreline. As now that first gun round that came in favor for the defender side, they're going to try to continue up here. You hear a lot of shares being shot, so at that point, with the amount of rounds that they won, I'm surprised that we don't see heavier firepower for the attackers. But at least they have that crossfire set up here towards this mid side and a solo player towards A. So they're really focusing on fast rotates from mid side to B.
Does look like we're going to see Melio with this flash ready, primed. As soon as he makes any contact, here it is. Boom, peek comes out. But you know what? That rain of flash, Melio's still able to get 2, though, Alex.
Yeah, we see a lot of Phantom gang right now in this matchup here for the defenders. Doesn't really matter if you had the prime skin for the Vandal. You prefer here going in with the Phantoms. And only Sage, the last man standing, as Nano still holds it on the top of B Heaven. I like the res, save economy here. As like I said before, this was only the first round that they got on the board. So they're trying to save and build up that economy moving into the next round. So getting that res is actually a nice thing to do.
Okay, I'm interested to see what we see change really going into this round. Now we're seeing, well, actually we can't see, but I do believe it was 2 in a row now in favor of Way Too French. So at this point, you've seen the adjustment, right, Alex? Yep. So we should see some sort of change here coming up from the attackers. Maybe they're going to go back towards mid control, because if you notice, the 2 rounds they lost, there was a severe lack of mid control for that.
Yeah, definitely. And the last round, though, from this position here, you do have that Raze that's pushed up, right? They have a 2-man setup. But the previous round before, they had the Raze playing ropes, and then they had Sage playing Heaven. But this time, you only have 1 player playing inside B, and then 2 guys playing towards Heaven. So wherever they want to stack towards the side, you always have at least 2 players playing towards mid, which is good enough here to play for the defender side. But it starts off with a kill and a res.
Can we actually switch to Cypher real quick? I want to see if he still has a tripwire. Yeah, okay, so he didn't actually place his tripwire over towards B. And then we saw the aggression come out, and that's what gets them the first early kill.
So they're going to try to get some control now inside mid still. So a Cyber Cage to start things off on top of this mid side vents. And they're going to try to walk through it for a split. So Aaron's, Nano's going to have to come up huge towards this Heaven side. And as well as the Omen, who's going to fall back towards Heaven as well.
Oh, so look at that special. Oh.
Yeah. Reyna's moving across, and the timing. Nano looks back on the balcony, but they made it out towards the ropes. Well, at least we had the off from Mill, but it's traded off by Rek as they run through the smoke. Nano was hesitating where to look, and Brando catches him off guard. Yuz, though, at least takes one down onto Reform. There's 13 seconds left on the clock. We will get the spike plant, but it's a 3 versus 3, and they're looking good here, at least for a setup to defend this bomb for the attackers.
Yeah, full retake coming in from the back halls area now. You should see the ultimate coming in from Breach now. The site retake going down. Superman, though, unaffected. Able to pick up 1, able to pick up 2 as Brando takes down Melio. And Alex, that's the 5th round.
Yeah, it was a good way to reset things off. I mean, it came down to just run through the smoke and catch people off guard. The timing, though, like I said, Nano had a great position at the ropes to actually kill that spike carrier, which was a Sage, as she was trying to move up towards the ropes. And as he turns away, or as the Raze turns away, Sage just made it out. But it was a buddy setup, at least on the attacker side, to give that advantage to take control of Heaven's side, which gave a little bit of hesitation of Nano to... He was out positioned pretty much. Definitely. Right, so then Nano, as he tried to look back towards Heaven, got caught by people running through the smoke onto A side. So they got to try to fix that a little bit here. And why? Because they or how did that happen? Was again that mid control. So they got to switch a little bit how they want to aggress on that mid control side.
Yeah, again, we don't see Cypher's trap go up towards that B side, but we do see Reyna as well as Raze getting fairly aggressive. Actually, they are going to make contact, just barely making contact there with Brimstone. But it does look like the attacker's favoring that B site.
Yep. We're trying to fake here towards the A side because we have that Brimstone who could set up executes with smokes, especially if they win this fight against Nano on the top of the A ramp. But now they're actually letting themselves known towards the B side. So from that pick, they actually get the entry and a Lear to come in as well. That's slightly blinded used, but they get 2 kills out of that, 1 at A, 1 at B. And look at them backtracking all the way. But Melio's pushed all the way up. He should be able to hear his footsteps. So he's going to call it. Brino gets the kill onto Melio at least, and that opens up A.
Yeah, it's just too far now. The rotations are too difficult here. We should see the spike go in uncontested. Most likely a save coming out from Way Too French, but this round should be in the bag.
Yeah.
I would like to bring up the point of like, so I'm watching this thing at B, right? And you might think if you're watching, well, this guy's just peeking and he's just taking the dry fight, the brimstone. But essentially, what else are you to do now, right? And that's the thing about having the cipher over towards that B site, is that when you can lay those traps, when you can lay those cages, when you can put the camera down, you don't need to take essentially an isolated one-on-one headshot fight, right? Every single time you're peeking that, you don't know how many people you're peeking into. You don't know how many people can be waiting for you. So it's actually a very disadvantageous spot for the defenders to be in if you're not with an operator or something like that in your hands.
Yeah, and the only thing I can think about, if you don't have an operator or want to use abilities, because you mentioned it before the game with no cipher, that's one thing that could have slowed things down. Exactly. The only thing you really have to slow things down is the Sage. But the Sage, you're using her wall towards mid, which is actually okay to do as well. Your slow orb to prevent people from running up towards heaven as well, which is really good. But then if you're going to try to use her wall towards B side, then your A is all open, your mid is all open rather.
And to anybody that thinks, well, you got smoke grenades. Hey, smoke grenades are a deterrent. They don't actually slow you down. If I choose to go through that smoke grenade, I can go through it.
Everybody's a Stewie 2K on Valorant, man. They see a smoke grenade walking it.
So with a good flashbang, with a good anything, we can go through that smoke. So it doesn't actually slow me down unless I choose to be slowed down by it. So that's kind of why I think they're struggling a little bit towards this B-bomb site.
Mm-hmm. But again, I don't think the game is over yet, right? Because like I said, this lineup is a lineup to frag, so I would like to see what they're going to try to do on the aggressive side, on the attacker side for this lineup of Way Too French. But now here we go. Yuz is going to start with the first slow orb towards this mid side. He does still have that wall up, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But the smokes are going to try to cover things up, so they can't really fall back. No, so the wall's already been used as well. So he does only have one small orb, slow orb left. You see some rotations as they're gambling towards his A side stack, but all 5 players from the attackers are up on mid. Why are they stacking towards A? Because of this. Incredible and Kedzib actually move forward towards his B side. And he's like, I don't see anything here. So they're probably going to work towards A side. Little did he know, though, all 5 of them are grouped up at mid and walking up slowly towards this B heaven. So it's going to be a backstab after backstab. Yubs is probably going to be the first point of contact. Going to slow things down so he can focus the fight towards CT spawn, or towards defender spawn, sorry. And Incredible still manages to get the kill at least on to Aaron. This is a flank towards mid.
The site gets taken uncontested here, Alex. Essentially, the only kill going down is going to be that kill towards the middle now. The attackers are set up perfectly for this defense. Let's see if they're actually able to pull it off, though. That's the big picture.
So far, it starts off with an aftershock just to try to clear out under the ropes of heaven. A flashpoint for them to try to go for a retake at the same time. But we do have the showstopper from Nano. Connects onto Reform, and the retake so far is excellent as Brando gets stuck there in the corner by Yuz. And they will be able to get the defuse, and they retook that flawlessly. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was actually a very good retake off the back of Emilio's breach flash. I mean, everything worked out the way it should have. The flank, even from Brimstone there, breaks the trap, comes through, able to pick up his frag. I mean, that was just a great round. We are going to see them coming a little bit closer to that, 6-6 scoreline. 3 rounds left to play in this first half here, Alex. So we are moving towards the end of it. We would like to see the defenders pick up a couple more, as at least in my opinion, this map can be very, defensive-sided. Of course, we're not seeing that right now. So it would be nice to see, Way Too French pick up a couple more at least.
Definitely. At this point, it's desperate measures coming up very soon here for the defenders. And it starts off with Brando looking for some information towards B early, maybe try to contest the orb at the same time, because he gets an orb, he gets a kill, then the Empress is ready. Upshot missed here by Mil as he spotted one coming just as soon as the cyber cage came up, but could not connect with the shot. At least they had the crossfire set up with Nano playing on the top of his usual spot on the top of a ramp, and it has been deadly at that spot as well. Attackers, though, looking to group up once again to reassess and retake control of midside, where it is only a stage, again, playing on the top of B heaven. No presence towards ropes. I guess I could understand it as well from a defender side, because they've been smoked out a lot from a Brimstone at the vent side. So it kind of renders useless to try to hold that area. Now they're going to try to split into B, and can they get it done?
Heavy stack towards this B bomb site, though. Nice little ultimate coming up. We are seeing an ultimate right back.
Amazing.
Cred is able to take down Brando now. That's the Reyna down on the attack. 3 men up above on that B heaven, splitting into the side, Alex.
Yeah, and Melio's coming out with a flashpoint, but he can't really peek from that because of a Sage Orb. Now the Spike is about to peek out, and he does get the kill, so the Spike is going to fall. Last one to go here is going to be Reformed, but he does only manage to get 1 kill, and only 2 casualties suffered on the defender side. So we said that he needed a few rounds. They're finally getting it here, Evan.
Yeah, it's starting to come alive as we move towards the latter part of this first half. That was a great hold. You saw Amelia. You were talking about the fact that he couldn't use the flashbang. It really just didn't actually impact him too much. It would have been nice to see him peek off of it, but it still created that space, right?
Yep,
Gave him a
definitely.
brief second. There was a rotation that I do believe came in off of that.
That's
and
right.
They ended up picking up that double kill, right? He took out the Raze spot. He saw the fight actually get entangled with the Sage, and then he picks up the trade on it. It worked out well. Great play from Amelia. And
now at this point, we finally won enough rounds or strong enough rounds in a row to really put an eco in or a mix buy on the attacker side so far. Now they're going to have to try to play with pistols. Superman's going to be the first one to try to weaken the wall at least to start. I like this.
Beautiful.
Sage wall, but then they give position away. But it could have been good. Imagine if they were still close. That boom bot probably could have hit the Brimstone in the front and get that kill.
No, that was great. We are seeing a little bit of lurking now. Nano waiting with that grenade in hand, just hanging out, just getting ready to serve it up on a platter. As soon as contact gets made, here we go. The nade's going to get thrown out. Boom. Doesn't even need to be used. That's Incred. Nice round out of him. Hughes picking up a kill of himself, and Melee finishing it up onto Aaron. So 5 rounds on the board now, as we are seeing Way Too French come alive, Alex. This is exactly where you want to be as you finish up this half.
That's right, especially on that last round coming up here, and they gambled on that stack hunt towards that mid side. Not really at the beginning of the round, but as they're heard only pistols being shot early in the round, in the mid round, they just tried to focus 2 guys, one at ropes, so we already had Nano rotate in the ropes into the vents. You had that Yuz playing with the Sage Orbs on the top, and also I think Incredible was also close by. Yeah, at B Heaven as well, to just set up that crossfire and win that round easy. This round, though, I did see 2 operators being purchased early, and a nice reaction shot there from Mill. That's going to actually take down a Rez on top of that, so that's a great play. Now they put a wall up. Mill can come back up, pick up the operator. Here comes a peek from Incredible on top of that wall, but they're not going to be able to connect. At least they spotted 2 players there, so they see them falling back towards Sewer 2. So they could expect and call it out for Nano to say, Nano, be ready. They might come towards you. And Nano's been good on these 2Ks, these 3K holds inside this A-bomb site.
See those same smoke grenades coming down now, Alex, and this is what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
Is that coming from them? I assume that's coming from them. So
yeah, that's showstopper on the attacker side.
Right? Yeah, so now Raze makes it to the back of the site with the ultimate. Able to pick down Hughes, so that site is open for business. But that was very peculiar. Again, running through the smokes, Alex.
Yeah.
Very, very scary.
And there was one quick thing that was done that we could talk right after this round here that basically gave that round for the attackers to at least get the site. But they don't necessarily have the round yet because Incred just came in with 2 headshots with that Phantom. Here comes the orbital strike inside the site at elbow. Does manage to get a hat trick. Now Reform is trying to stay alive, being wall banged, and that's going to be a 4K for Incred, who comes in for the defuse, and they end it 6-6. Great job there on that retake.
Yeah, and Cred definitely came alive towards the end of this half. I mean, showing up with multi-frag round after multi-frag round, even there, showing why he is playing at the top of his game right now. A 6-6 half from what was 6 or 6-2 at one point, I do believe, Alex?
Yeah.
So Way Too French definitely bringing this one, clawing their way back into this one.
Yeah, and like we said, and like we expected here, Evan, we wanted to say Way Too French. They have a lineup to be very aggressive, to get entry frags if they can with Mill, with Nano, with the execution of flashbangs, or should I say flashpoints and smokes, with the Brimstone and the Breach. So I'm hoping to see them getting a lot more rounds than expected on such a map that's hard to attack in. But then again, just on that last round I was trying to tell you before here, and all we needed was a showstopper from Aaron on the attacker side. Because they heard that audible call from the global emote, everybody fell back and cleared the site. That's how easy it was to take the site. Sometimes you don't even need to kill. You just need to start your ultimate. Oh, 6-6 now. We do have Mill trying to set up for some cloud smokes to try to focus maybe towards Heaven side from the way that it's placed. They're not going to try to pick up the orb, and they're walking up here.
Ooh, Aaron. Nice shot to start the round there.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to recover the spike. However, the smoke has now dissipated for a moment, however. So if we see anybody peek from spawn, I know Sage is in the A side, but if even Sage takes a little bit of a tighter angle, as Nano hits that tripwire, we are going to see the split come in.
That's right. So Nano is moving up now, has a teammate with him as well. Aaron throwing paint shells of his own. Superman in a corner, but does not win the fight with the surprise attack, but at least they get 2 kills on the defender side. Trying to go for a third as he just reloaded, rather, and Cred gets 2 kills. Spike has now been planted. We have 2 alive on each side. Wall coming up. 1 spotted towards spawn. Still manages to get the headshot on to Incred. That was a sick shot. I think he fell down and got that pick. Lyra coming out. He's not looking at it, but as he's trying to look for cover behind the plant, Rek gets the kill, and the defuse does come in for the defender side for Echo 8.
Yeah, very hard retake there. I love what ended up happening there towards the end, just splitting the difference, saying, okay, look, it's either I fight them both at the same time or I go for it right now. I'm going to try and take that fight against the Reyna. So you actually see him go ahead and isolate, goes up and fights Brando, takes him out. Almost gets behind the box, Alex. Almost. If he gets behind the box, he gets the reload off. Maybe even pops a little bit of a heal on himself.
That's right.
Completely different situation, right?
And even the Lear would have counted down by then too, so he wouldn't be blinded anymore.
Exactly. So there's so much that could have happened if he was a few more pixels ahead.
Unfortunately, the reality is that the defenders still get that round, and we talked about pixels. We don't want pixels like your webcam. But nonetheless, I just got a quick update here from our TO, which is going to be Papa Max. Big shout out to him, letting me know that use is actually short for useless in the player. So we're going to call him useless from now on, as he is that 5th player for Way Too French. Not because he's not fragging.
Okay, I thought
he's the actual player.
I thought Papa was talking trash. He's like, yo,
no. We're good. But here comes the action. We're trying to look up here towards B Heaven. There was a couple of smokes. There was an Omen Dark Cloud as well towards his Heaven side, which is still up, actually, to prevent Superman from moving forward. So he put the smoke himself, and he peeks out right after that, gets 2 kills, but traded out finally. Lear coming in from the defender side, but she peeks out. She's not the one that's going to fall. It's actually going to be reformed. We do have a 3-on-1 remaining as Aaron moves forward, get the kill. Actually, Brando steals it. And it's going to be now 2 unanswered rounds on their defender side.
Yeah. I mean, that round was very close, however. We're going to see the money shoot down. It wasn't a very easy round to win. I do believe they only survived with 2 people at the end of that one, if I'm not mistaken, right, Alex?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I mean, it's costing them here. As we move into this first round, we're seeing still the SMGs being kept up. That's to just give them a little bit of an economic boost, Alex. So if they do lose this round, at least they have a few things in their pockets that they can buy up with next. Maybe even get some ghosts, maybe light shield, heavy shield. But nonetheless, let's see what happens.
Yeah, if they win this round here for the defenders, they can't really afford to lose that many players.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't really have that much of an economy to go for rebuys and drops. So at this point, it should be the round in terms of firepower for the attackers. And Mila is going to start things off here with a Dark Cloud, maybe a Paranoia up towards a ramp, so they can try to get a kill. And how unlucky is that?
Wow.
Taps through the Omen Cloud. Useless. Rendered useless, unfortunately. The Sage falls down from her own Sage opponent. And there's that Paranoia. It actually comes onto Aaron, but he's not affected by it more than that.
No, but look at all the space they've taken now. Push Sage into the site. Raze is essentially giving up Heaven.
Yep.
All you have to do is check that right. Make sure you check that corner. And there it is. Millie taking down Aaron now. But actually, Brimstone, Alex. Look at this.
Yeah.
Brimstone and Reyna. Let's see what happens here between them.
Well, the Brimstone, we're looking at it from a defender side.
Ooh, Brimstone on Brimstone.
Face.
Oh!
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the Brim comes for you? No, that actually didn't work. But yeah, it's just a timing here. So Incred is actually going to be on a great position to flank because of the timing. But there's only 15 seconds left, so they have to act. So this is so much time wasted because they're waiting for that big flank. Now as they hear nothing, they have to make a lot of noise to move inside the site. At least finally Incred gets that kill. There's 6 seconds left. They finally get the spike down. Brando is the last man standing, Spectre in hand, and he makes his way down towards that ramp behind the flower pot.
Yeah, where do you go from here, though? Seeing all these members of Way Too French towards that back hole. We have one member in the site. Brando's got to go across now. He's going to take that contact. Melee able to take him down. So, I mean, I just want to talk about that round very quickly. I mean, it looked like it was going to get scary there, Alex. Mm-hmm. Why? Because time hit 20 seconds. We saw 2 people in that site at A on the defenders and only 3 people attacking it. They couldn't give any more time for that flank to develop. They needed to actually just force their way into the site, but they go in very unorthodox. Instead of going into the site and swinging to the right, they go by that L hole. That's what they push first and secure that whole back hole. And that was a great take. It caught the defenders off guard, and it's going to give them their 7th round.
Yeah, it was a huge gamble again with that time remaining, but I'm glad that it panned out there for the attacker side. This time we do see that difference here of a Cypher being played, but see that tripwire came a little bit too late, so Nano just used a satchel charge and wasted that away. So if we're actually trying to go for something close again, throw maybe another satchel charge if Cypher still has that tripwire, but they're also going to ping out that there's a camera. So they already know all this information right now for this push inside this B bomb site. And I wonder if it's going to be an execute and then rush in right after because they know a camera's there. So it could be a 1 solo. It's going to be a flashpoint to start. There's the smoke. There's another flashpoint, and now the Cypher's fully blinded. They finally managed to get the wall bang for the kill. Or sorry, it's just a headshot because you can't spam through that box anymore. And now they overtake that site. It was basically an eco round coming in for the defenders. Rick, luckily enough, did not have one more take on that boom bot, but just around the corner is Nano.
All right, we should see. Maybe Superman picks up one, but I can't.
Not with this range.
Yeah, not with that. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, I was gonna say I think he got dinked by a shorty, and it only did like 20 damage.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you might as well just tuck the corner, right? You know he's like around it. You might as well just give it a couple seconds. I mean,
exactly.
That's just a hard fight to take. But Aaron is going to save. I mean, rightfully so. That's a lot of credits in his pocket or in his hands right now, I should say.
That's it. 2,700. At this point, you've lost. This is your 2nd round, I think, that you lost in a row?
I believe so.
So you should be at third round in a row? So it should be 2K that you receive, right? So he's going to be able to get a bit of money to be able to drop for his teammate as well. And that's what they needed. I think no, they're all pretty good on money. So they're even going to be able to get an op on top of that. So Brando's going to get the operator and drop it for Superman. And they're going to try to use this where? Towards his mid side, I think?
No, it looks like he's going to take that.
B. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, this is a great fight to take. Why not, right? You have that long distance. You get there about the same time. Oh, but that's a lot of damage. That actually he avoided fairly most of it.
Now Mill just trying to look back here. They're looking from this minimap from a very slow split towards B. We're starting things off though with a showstopper on attack. Does not connect. Now fully blinded is going to be Reina, who charges up her Empress. She could still get the kill. There's an easy one right there. And 2 inside the site. Nice job. As she's under attack, utilizes the dismiss to get invisible on top of that. Elise gives the information of where they were, gets a better position, and gets the kill.
Yeah, that was massive. Creating that space, giving the rotations time. I mean, if you go down there, what's going to happen after they trade you out? They're going to turn. They're going to look at other places. They're going to be concerned with, the flank, the spawn rotations. But because you stay alive in that situation, they still need to worry about that B main. So their crosshairs aren't going to be placed, right away on your rotations coming in. So that was great space created, great way to stay alive. Brando does a good job there.
A little bit unfortunate, though, because the flashpoints were perfect to actually even get that easy kill and waste the Empress ult away from the Reina being played by Brando. But at that point, you let that dissipate. You give a chance for Reina to just be dominant to hold that site, and it worked! And Aaron with a 180 from that showstopper. Incred probably hates himself for that. Or just hates the game for being showstopped by Arena. At least, though, Superman does get that operator and connects here onto the A ramp to try to make a 5-on-3. Currently, for the defender side, things going to be very tough right now for Nano and company here on the attacker side. And it's just going to be a mid control to try to lurk up. We're trying to split it up a bit. Orbital strike, and because of that, that's going to catch Incred, who gets picked off. So did Incred get res and killed again? That would have been sucky. Nonetheless, though, Reform inside the site. Useless does get the kill on the attacker side, puts a wall up inside the spawn, and we do have a 3 on, well, after this res, a 4 on 2 situation. At least a spike has been planted for the attackers.
Yeah, Ray's now coming on the flank. That should be an easy kill. Milio does get that ulti off before he goes down, however. Sage in the corner, able to pick up 1. However, that's about all he's going to get as Superman trading him out with the Ghost. And a 10th round on the board here for the defenders.
Sorry, I was a little bit off here, Evan, because I just want to make sure that my mic is still fine. Chat, let me know if I still sound like a robot.
Like,
I think we sound okay, but I think once we get over to the stream, it's just like, I don't know, what other auto-tune artists exist right now? Actually, let's not talk about music because we don't want to get DMCA'd.
Yeah,
so 10-8 right now for the defenders here. This time, it is going pretty well for Aaron and company of Echo 8. They're still trying to hold their ground, but like I said, it's tough for them because the map itself is hard to attack in. So for the attackers right now of Way Too French being able to make this close to 10-8, I got to commend them for that one. So it just comes down to better positioning, as when we saw them playing very aggressively, they actually got stopped by ultimates. This time, at least 4 of them have been utilized, or so far, for the defender side. They only have the Neural Theft left here from the Cypher, from Reform, that could actually get some information here for the team. Nonetheless, though, because they don't have these ultimates, this gives a chance here for the attackers to overtake the A site. So they managed to get a couple of kills. Pain Shells coming across after Frost Orb that was kind of missed here by Rek, but thankfully he was far enough to not get any damage from that. Nil actually moves inside the site. The bomb is now planted. The spike is now planted inside the site as well, and they have a great 4-man setup, 5-man setup on this crossfire.
Yeah, this is going to be a very hard retake here. I'm not sure how they're going to get their way into the site. I mean, you got Omen and Brimstone right by that spawn entrance. You got Sage hanging out under that heaven. 2 players just in the site ready to make contact. But Superman and Rek are going to make this one believable.
So far, Brando's about to peek out. He's getting Wallbang, who's covering Cypher at the same time. And now as they jump down, Mello gets the first kill. There's that Neural Theft. They're going to spot the last one. And then look at Nano!
Oh.
The showstopper with a double kill. And it's now 10-9. What a job.
Yeah, much needed round. What's the money looking like as we move into this round now? Was that... So, oof, yeah, actually, that's putting them onto a save, giving the opportunity for Way Too French here, Alex, to actually roll back to that tie game. And that's what you want to see now as we move towards the end of this regulation time is, you know, these guys are neck and neck.
Yeah. As we have a few score updates coming in from our admins, it's currently 11-0 for TSM versus Destined. I did see earlier on in the chat, I think there was a 13-4 or something like that for Immortals, who won against the BMA-JK team. Unfortunate there for the ladies who put up a great fight on that first one, but a team versus Immortals, it's still nice that they were able to muster up a few rounds there against such a high-name organization as well, right, Evan? At that point, though, we do have a flashpoint with them rushing inside this B-bomb site, and we do have Incred that gets the first kill, first blood. Couple of trades coming across as well. Brenda forced to dismiss after that kill to look for safety inside the spawn. At least the wall goes up and the plant will go down, and it's a 4-on-2 situations for the attacker.
Rek now. Okay, Rek, make it happen. Healing himself. Let's see it. We have Reyna above now in that B heavy. Remember, Reyna now has a weapon as well. Dropping down. Oh. Not checking your corners.
At least he doesn't make a footstep to make it sound like he's on the ice, so he could actually get this sneak kill. But it's a double peek from Useless and his teammate, and they get that frag. So it's going to be 10-10. A res at least to save that money, because like you said here, Evan, they were playing against pistols, and they still lost 3 players on top of that. So getting that res, a nice way at least for the defense to waste that ultimate.
Yeah, you know, for anybody that was confused about the res, so essentially with the economy system in this game, you're going to have to buy a weapon. You're going to have to buy a weapon. You're going to have to buy armor, all those things, maybe even some of the abilities. So by rezzing the guy that was involved in that round, he's able to pick up a weapon, save 2,900 off of that, keep those abilities, no rebuy, all those little accoutrements.
Now an off setup, Paranoia, at least, though, is going to blind Superman for a bit. He's going to try to re-peek right after that. The wall comes up at the same time, though, as that's going to slow down the attack to try to refocus towards mid side. But good thing for them is that they wasted a lot of utilities on A side. At least a lot, I got to say, it's that wall, right? And that wall, you can see how that Sage playing differently, actually, from Way Too French. Echo 8 is actually using Sage to play towards A more than holding a wall towards mid control.
Yeah, I'm just going to talk to the example of economy right there in the Sage ultimate. I remember we were strapped for economy. We were playing in a ranked game, and I got the Sage to res me just so I could get back my Cypher traps. Save every little dollar, you know what I mean? Because it counted at that point. As the execute comes onto the B-bomb side here.
Yeah, Lear gets popped off, and Aaron gets a pop-off onto Nano, but it's traded off here by Millen. Useless on that flank. Brando then goes for a dismiss, and he comes back out. Is that going to be... Okay, it's his teammates rotating. I thought it was a scary one. But at least they get the plant. Mill is moving down towards the bottom of the ropes. Gets a double kill, so cancels out the Empress. Last one with a ton of bullets. Superman gets the kill, and now it's a 1 versus 1, and Milio connects finally. Whew, that was close.
Yeah, Millie is playing phenomenal right now. Great Omen player out of him. But we are going to see the lead actually change here, Alex, for the first time, as we are going to see Way Too French. 11 to 10 is our scoreline now as we're moving into those last few rounds of this game here. Unless we go to OT. And what is OT? Well, OT is sudden death.
Kind of sucks that it's like that, but it is what it is.
Hey, it's the Blitz Cup. Sudden death is sudden death.
True. I still think they should change that a bit. Not for the Blitz Cup more specifically, but just in general. Because if it's going to be a world championship for a game like Riot, and it comes down to a sudden death game where it's like a defender-sided map, and you lose because you don't get that better side, it was kind of like what Rainbow Six was when it first kind of started too. So.
CGS?
Yeah, and CGS as well.
CGS had sudden death. I was like, oh, that's brutal.
Yeah. Let's not talk about CGS. That's the worst to talk about. So into this round here, 11 to 10, and as you could tell here at this point, why are they getting these rounds right now for the attackers? They're really having the defenders get so far here for the attackers. So Way Too French are doing a good job to like control A at certain rounds, control B at certain rounds, take mid at a lot of rounds as well, and they even forced teleport to start things off as an opener. So you had Omen going for a teleport in the back of the site, focus the B player to try to get that kill. He could even cancel the ultimate now with the new patch, and then that gives a chance for the attackers to just run into B and get this kill, get this bomb plant, get the spike plant rather, and with that a 5-on-3.
You just mess with people at this point, right?
Yeah, definitely. So very well played round there for the attackers at that point, but I gotta say, as they don't have that Sage playing towards that A side, they're given a lot of room right now for the attackers Way Too French to punish towards mid and towards B.
Well, the issue, I mean, they had the Cypher there. Reformed was playing in the site.
Yeah.
But he took the dry peek, right? He spotted them coming, and he took the dry peek. I mean, that's kind of more of an angle where, I don't know, let them in at that point, but, you know, you spotted them, you know they're coming, the rotation's going to come. If they come out of that entrance and you have a crossfire, I mean, you're going to mow them down. But if you peek into them, well, now they have the advantage because you're peeking into 5 people rushing, right? So it's just a little bit of a positioning difference that I would like to see out of Reform there. Nonetheless, I mean, they still have the opportunity to kick it back into gear here, but it's going to be Way Too French looking to close it out, Alex. 12 to 10 is our scoreline. Way Too French looking to make it 13 to 10 to finish it up.
That's right. Match point here coming in 6-6 that we had on the halftime. So a lot of rounds are actually won on the attackers. That was very much needed here for Aaron and company of Echo 8. But unfortunately, they can't hold their grounds here on the defender side. This time, though, Melee starts off with Dark Clouds and also demolishes the boom bot that was being thrown here from Aaron at the A ramp. Reform already rotated across as well. So they're not using that Cypher towards that B, as you were mentioning before, that seemed to have helped them for a bit. This time, he's using it for tripwires inside vents, a camera towards heaven. Camera towards mid, rather, so everybody could really focus towards it is heaven. It is a heaven, so that the 2 other players could focus here towards the A site.
Yeah. We are probably going to see this tripwire break in a second as Incred is moving towards that ropes room, towards that vent room, essentially. But overall, it's just a slow round, Alex. Nobody really wanting to play too aggressive. Nobody wanting to give away that first frag. It does look like we are going to see the rotations pull back over towards this B bomb site. As smokes are coming in towards A, it's going to be a little bit of a fake. Just draw over a rotation, but it doesn't do that. In fact, we're still seeing 3 members holding up on B.
Brando's going to have to come up huge right now. He's going to be the first point of contact and to tell his teammates to rotate. And Brimstone is in a great position as well under the ropes. So he could start things off here. Molly just throw. Satchel charge to actually boost up the boom bot. And Brando is stuck, but at least that crossfire is set up in a nice Brim smoke to actually cover things up. Fully blinded, he does get the kill. The crossfire comes across, but Superman cannot get the kill. Could this be it? There's only 10 seconds left on the clock, so they have to plant right now. But meanwhile, they still manage to get a couple of kills into this defender side. Finally, the spike will go down. Even an orbital strike inside spawn. And now it is a 4-on-2. They still have a res on the defenders, though. Are they close enough to get a res just under the ropes if they can? But Melio does have a rolling thunder, but does not put it towards the heaven side. It's towards spawn. So Rek is even going to move towards the back of the site. Aaron manages to get a kill. Showstopper to come out. Enemy spotted in the front. And then onto Nano. It's a 2-on-2 situation. Can you get a res? You're not even out for res. The teammates aren't close. Finally gets the res up. That clock is ticking down. Still a 2 versus 2. The res comes up. It's going to be up to Brando. He does have a heal if he can get a kill. That clock is still ticking down. Gets the first one here, and he cannot connect onto Melio, who gets a 4K in the round here for Way Too French. 13-10 as they move forward versus Echo 8.
Oh, man. That was a very... that round gave me anxiety, man.
It was pretty stressful, but it was a great attempt there for Nano and